Mongolian Rinpoche's Foundation, Light Zoom Agency, Kentul Dandar Mongolia Culture Education Foundation present
Little kid, I love horse and blue sky very much. I didn't know why. Coming to Mongolia, I can see a lot of horses and blue sky. That's why I came as a tourist.
I miss the smell of blue wind as the golden sun rises and sets on the green grasses of silent steppe. Those words from the traditional Mongolian long song travel through space and time. The colors of the rising sun reflect in the mirror of a teardrop, and the deepness of the blue sky reaches the bottom of my heart.
She used to ask her children to sing the song for her.
As the good times came, we were able to find out who in reality was our ancestor. Yanka Yun was born on 22nd May 1952 in Taiwan. He received his master's degree in law from the National Changchi University in Taiwan, a master's degree in sociology from the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and PhD degree in sociology from the University of California, Los Angeles. He became an associate professor at Tongai University of Taiwan, where he taught from 1992 to 2002. He also assumed several managerial and consulting roles in the high-tech industry in the USA and Taiwan. The most important turn in his life happened in late 1980s when he decided to devote himself to Buddhism. The story of his destiny started to unfold until it became completely clear in 2009.
In early 1980s, some well-known Tibetan lamas told our teacher for the first time that he was the reincarnation of Seraji Monastery's Khenpo. Being quite young to realize fully the news, Rinpoche was surprised very much. In the late 1980s, after certain inquiries and researches, they confirmed that Rinpoche was the reincarnation of Dandar Lama from Seraji Monastery. They congratulate him and ask to take it very seriously.
Who was Khalkh Dandar? He was one of the most promising lamas of Taryat Monastery. In 1893, he was born to become the first son of Jakhlin in the place called Dalai Chonghorwangin Khoshu of Sanayanwan province, which is now known as Hambuin Uljo, Omortsagamburgas Galtsum of the Khubskul province. In 95, His Holiness the 13th Dalai Lama visited Mongolia, including the Taryat Monastery, where he met several young lamas. According to the memories of Khalkhin Singye Gush Rinpoche, Dalai Lama then said, "This Lama will be one of the most educated men in the future. He should go to Lhasa to study." Khalkh Dandar Lama was the teacher of Khalkhin Singye Gush Rinpoche. Later, he became the 62nd Khenpo of the Seraje Monastery. We are very happy to find history of Khalkh Lobsang Dandar Lama in the state archives of Mongolia and to meet his relatives and disciples.
My father Jonang was an elder brother of Dandar Lama's mother, whose name was Dari Sureng. When her son was 16, he said to his family members that should go Tibet to study Buddhism. After his departure, his mother used to cry, missing him frequently.
My teacher came from Dadainchen Horwang Hosho, which is now known as Kaltsum of Hupskut province. I used to travel with him to his native land and visit his monastery. He told me many interesting things about his native place. Once he told me that his eldest brother Tandar left his home to study in Tibet, where he became a well-known Lama, and then he was assassinated in the end. I am Dandar Lama's blood relative. Our eldest ancestor was a man named Bilikt Mering. His son was Jahulund Gung. The eldest son of Jahulund Gung was Dandar Lama, who began his study at Tariat and Hojirt monasteries. My uncles Togmid and Dasharinching told the story of his sudden departure. They were told that Dandar Lama promised his mother that they would meet in heaven someday. They are younger brothers of my grandfather. Khalkh Lobsang Dandar left his family when he was 17 and he never came back. His mother, Dair Sureng, witnessed the killings of her sons and other lamas during the repression years. She passed away in 1954 when she was 79. Before leaving his home, Dandar Lama carved 6 syllables of Buddhist mantra into a rock located west of his birthplace. The rock and the mantra can be seen today. My grandfather Jahlanting Giwandash was the only one from our family who worked for the civil service. They said that he had been chosen to continue a family tree line. 8 of Jahlan's children were boys, and the only one was a daughter. 6 of 7 boys became lamas. My uncle Togmit handed to me sutras, beds, and prayer wheel for safekeeping when I was 12. It is amazing how previous life can affect the present. Long ago, a young Lama from Mongolia left his home to study in Tibet, and he never came back. He worked hard to become one of the most educated Lamas of his time and to share his knowledge with his disciples. When the time came, he passed away, turning into emptiness. However, it was not the end. Rather, it was the beginning of the present.
His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama recognized that Rinpoche is a reincarnation of Khalkh Dandar Lama in 2009. That is the story of my teacher's reincarnation.
The first time I came to Mongolia was 2008. At that time, I was a tourist. I didn't know my previous life yet. The reason I came to travel was because since I was a very little kid, I love horse and blue sky very much. I didn't know why, so I thought coming to Mongolia, I can see a lot of horses and blue sky. That's why I came as a tourist. But after I was recognized in 2009, and I visited Mongolia several times from 2010 till now, almost every year I came. In 2010, I came here to attend the first international conference on Tibetan Buddhism in Mongolia. and that's the first time. That's the second time I came to Mongolia, and at that time I came to know Dr. Doma.
Halakhlopsun Dandar Lama's reincarnation,堪度伦珠却殿, has visited Mongolia every year and started important long-term projects with his disciples, such as Buddhism Meditation Center in the Tariatsum of the Arhangai province.
附近呢，重新建立起一个寺庙，作为这个开始复兴蒙古佛教的一个基础。第二个原因呢，是因为我的上一世罗桑丹达，他是出生在这个塔尔宋附近，那么但是因为他很年轻的时候就离开了蒙古到西藏去学习，同时后来就死在西藏，那么也没有对这个家乡做一些贡献，这个是第二个原因。那么所以呢，在那个地方建立这样子的一个meditation center。
His Holiness the Dalai Lama was happy to find out about Khentul Rinpoche's plan to establish meditation center in Mongolia. And he promised that he would bless the center with the name. Rinpoche confirmed that the center would certainly be established in Teretsum of the Arhangai province. It is so important not only for our foundation, but for the future generations of Mongolia, because it would provide them an opportunity to learn the teachings and techniques of authentic Buddhist meditation. In addition to the main activities, a modern library would be created to provide the visitors with books on science and technology. After all, Buddhism is the most scientific religion in the world. We all are inspired by the energy and the wisdom of our teacher.
这是我们选定的未来这个要做这个蒙古的佛法中心以及这个禅修中心的一个这个地址。今天来这边看一下，看看整个的这个大环境。事实上，这是一个非常好的一个环境，能量也很强。各方面条件都可以配合蛮好，所以希望这个得到上师本尊空行护法的加持让我们这个计划能够顺利的，而且很快的能够完成，这样子让这个不管是在地的也好，或者是只要是学佛的同修们，大家都可以得到利益。
He is actively giving guidance and teaching his students in the USA, Taiwan, and China on learning and practicing Buddhism. He has also helped his students to accumulate merits by participating in such projects as sponsoring the construction project at Deer Park Buddhist Center in Wisconsin, USA, and sponsoring the construction of the monks' residence at Kandan Monastery, as well as helping children with cancer through the donation of fully equipped ambulance to the Nomun Children Hospital in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia.
第一个是有关于reviving Buddhism in Mongolia， 所以我们也会在 Taria Song Arhangai 建立一个meditation Buddhist meditation center。那么借由这个 meditation center 的建立，我们把这个佛陀的教法。正统的教法，一步一步的重新介绍到蒙古来，让蒙古的尤其是年轻的一代能够开始去认识这个正统的佛陀的教法是什么。
In November 2015, Khentul Dandar Rinpoche established the Mongolia Culture Education Foundation with the objective to offer authentic Buddhist teaching to young Mongolians in the 21st century. In January 2016, research works began to establish Tubdung Lobsang Ling Monastery and the Meditation Center in the Tariatsum of the Arhangai province near the Big White Lake. His disciples from around the globe are happy to be involved in these blessed beginnings and in spreading the true nature of Buddhism in the world. We are pleased to convey some of their messages.
My name is Michelle. I was born in Shanghai, China. I met Rinpoche in 2003 when I'm having a lot of difficulties in life. So Rinpoche took me to the Buddhist teaching, which is my very first teaching by His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. At that time, I didn't understand what Buddhism is all about. So Rinpoche suggested me to do some readings about Buddhism. And if I have any questions, I can always go up and he would always help. In year 2008, we made our first trip to Mongolia. That was a precious memory for me because I remember when the day we were about to set out to countryside, it snowed, which to us is really a good omen. It's so auspicious. So we went to the countryside, and I remember I got so excited when we were driving, and I fell in love with this vast piece of land. And then, while with all the conditions coming together, Rinpoche decided to build a meditation center in the place where he was once a monk. So, from my understanding, I know and I have full trust he does this not for himself, but for the people in Mongolia and for people elsewhere. So we talked about this, we talked about the subjects, and it is our hope that with everybody's help and with all our prayers, the subject will go smoothly. So I hope that with people's strong wish and with all the help that he will get and we will get from Mongolia, the subject will eventually be a success. Thank you very much.
我是在很年轻的时候就认识仁波切，我们18岁的时候是大学同学，我们在一个学校念书，然后是同班同学，所以我在很年轻的时候就认识他。仁波切那时候还不是仁波切的时候，他就已经显示出他超凡的这个领导能力。我们在大学里面一同学习。到后来我大学毕业到了纽约，我其实跟仁波切大概有10年没有消息。后来仁波切到纽约来读书的时候，他念博士班的时候，我们又在纽约相见了。在纽约我是1972年念大学的，然后1976年到美国，然后仁波切在1986年到美国的时候念博士，中间到纽约的时候，我们又见面了。然后那时候仁波切在纽约的庄严寺得到这个菩萨的启示，他突然觉得发现就说另外一个世界他其实是有使命，就是 mission 来这个人世的，所以他就开始研究佛法。
仁波切是一个非常非常自我要求严格的老师上师。那我跟我的太太美玲接受老师的指导到现在，也非常感谢他不仅在佛学上面的教导我们，带了非常多的老师，让我们认识，也灌了非常多的地。不仅在从佛学上面，也特别在我们做人处事方面给我们很多的指导。老师真的是一个非常好的老师，不仅是佛学上的教导，而且是身教， 比他自己言教都还要双倍并行的一个老师。那这是从2012年跟老师来到蒙古之后，老师深切体会到，老师他对于佛法在蒙古的发展是一个非常非常他毕生的志业，因为他的上世前世是蒙古的一个仁波切，那他也曾经跟大家表明了，他也希望来世能够在蒙古有很好的佛法上的发展。所以这次来的话，看到老师他发的一个宏愿，希望从一个禅修中心到一个建立，到对蒙古的文化跟教育，还有整个佛法的发展，那重新在蒙古能够把它发展起来，我想这是一个我们对老师非常非常大的一个愿望的一个支持。我想这对蒙古来说，也是对全世界来讲，都是一个非常让各位能够值得期待的。我们希望借这次机会的开始，让老师远大的志业开始有个很好的奠基跟发展。
Before leaving his home and going far away to study the truth of life, a young Lama from Taryat Monastery once said, "I promise we'll meet in heaven someday, Mother." His reincarnation has finally come back today to his native place in Domrtsagamborg's humbling winter camp of the blessed Taryat land. May the path of his present life be long and tranquil.
但是透过我们的眼神的这个交流啊，我可以感受得到，他们是把我当作是他们的一家人。
Missing your native land and loved ones is painful. From the bottom of our hearts, we welcome our beloved teacher back to his homeland of blue sky and vast land where mother's lullaby song is accompanied by the horses' neighing, hoofbeats, and the whistling wind. Welcome back to your motherland where the still mountains and rushing rivers have been dreaming of your return for such a long time. May all living beings enjoy an everlasting peace and harmony. Om Mani Padme Hum.